CINO show. Bring you the latest on the gossip and more. Creating innovative new opportunity. Reliable source to providing info like a news feed. Interviews up close and personal. With high topics, entertainment, how you want it for more. Create a cultures on a whole different note. Motivating, building up our future with hope. Right here on your number one show. You hear it first like never before. The conversation inspirational. Convo with CINO. You now tuning with your favorite host. Right here on your number one show. Convo with CINO. You hear it first here like never before. The conversation inspirational. Convo with CINO. You now tuning with your favorite host. Right here on your number one show. Convo with CINO.
Mic check, 1, 2. I always like to say that, that was when I wanted to be a rapper or something like that. But anyway, as you guys can see, I'm kind of studious tonight. Welcome to another fire episode of Convo with CINO. This your man, Corey Williams, checking in for another fire episode. And hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, let me think of something. Before we go any further, y'all know what I need you to do. I need you to hit that like and subscribe button. And everything Convo with CINO. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, like, subscribe, LinkedIn, wherever you got social media, you'll probably see Convo with CINO there. So I'm going to get right into it, guys, because we got another hot show for you tonight, another hot guest. And again, I got my reading glasses on tonight, actually. And, get your eyes checked out, folks. Sometimes we getting older, things like that. Now I have to look at things like way back, like, oh, wait a minute. But look, I'm going to get right into it. So I want to introduce my guest for tonight. And so, man, I'm excited about this young lady. So I have the remarkable honor to introduce a remarkable guest, someone whose story is a testament to resilience and transformation. Denise Harris is not only a survivor of childhood abuse and domestic violence, but also an advocate and a voice for those who have felt voiceless. Her powerful book, Reflections of My Soul, which we're going to get into tonight, is a journey of healing, courage, and discovering agape love. Man, that's that deep love, right? And so the kind of love that transcends pain and inspires hope. Denise has used her experiences to shine a light on issues that are often left in the dark. As a public speaker and a fierce advocate, she doesn't shy away from difficult conversations, bringing strength and truth to every word she speaks. She's also a certified human resource and business consultant, healthcare administrator, and an executive director for multiple organizations aimed at making a difference. It's a true privilege to welcome the one and only Miss Denise Harris to Convo with CINO. So here we go. Let's bring her up. Where is she? I think we got her. What's up, Miss Denise? What's up, my sister? Hold on. I got you muted. Hold on. Boom. There we go. Welcome to Convo with CINO.
How are you?
I am blessed. That's my favorite word, blessed.
I know that's right.
Blessed. How are you?
I am blessed as well. One of my favorite words as well. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
Come on now. And so I'm excited about today. Where's my book? Okay. So today we're gonna get into your book, and Reflections of My Soul. So we're gonna get into your book, but before we get started, go ahead and tell the people. I told them a little bit about who you are, but you tell them, who you really are.
Actually, I'm just little old Denise. Look, or as my close friends call me, D Harris.
That's right.
There's a meaning behind that D Harris, because right now I'm Denise. I'm that professional. So my friends that knew me back in the day when I wrote about the book, the eras of my high school and school age, they call me D Harris. Don't let D Harris come after you. Look.
Okay.
So basically, that was me then. And now I am a business consultant, HR consultant. I am an event manager. Now I'm an author as well, telling
Wow.
my story, public speaker, going around. I've done it intimate in intimate spaces, but as I began to talk more to people and just come in contact with more people in my business, it was time to tell my story.
Yeah, yeah. And you from now? Are you originally from Indianapolis? Or you from somewhere else?
Yes, born and raised. I have that southern drawl from my mother and her family. They're from Tupelo, Mississippi. Look.
Okay, okay. Mississippi in the house. Shout out Mississippi.
Yes, yes.
You know. So when I remember you, and shout out to Indianapolis, man. You guys showed me so much love. Uh,
Yes.
First
We
time I
love
met
you,
you,
CINO. Look.
man, I love y'all back, man. And so, but I remember the first time I met you. And shout out to Coach Trina,
Yes.
and of course Shanika,
Yes.
Abrams, and the whole team out there, millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires.
Trillionaires.
Yeah. Shout out to the team out there, and I hosted the event, and I met you, and so that's what we initially met, and you were
Mhm.
just so helpful. I mean, I seen you just selfless. You know what I'm saying? Like you meet people, and that you could tell it's about them, but it was you didn't make it about you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You made it about the business that you were there in, and the friends and
Mhm.
the people that you were there to work for. So I felt your kindness, your heart, your servitude. I got all of that just from meeting you that one time. So I knew you were good people, and I knew. And shout out to Coach Trina. So I knew she had hired or partnered up with an awesome person. So definitely shout
Thank
out to
you.
you. Just knowing
Thank
you,
you.
on that level. So let's talk about this book, Reflections of My Soul.
Mhm.
So what inspired you to write the book? And I know we in my introduction we kind of talked about some of the from the trials to triumphs in agape love. But what really inspired you to write this book, and what is the book about? Kind of.
So, what really inspired me to write the book is just talking in general with people I come in contact with. They always tell me, "You have such a loving soul, caring soul. You are selfless. You don't, it's not about you. You always take time out for everybody else, but what about you? How did you get to this point?" And the reason I got to this point was because of my story, Reflection of My Soul. I was always the one, I'm the only child from my
Okay.
mother, only biological child from her, and she is deceased now. So, me being by myself, being alone all of my life, basically. I do have step brothers and sisters from when my mother was married, but I still lived alone by myself. And throughout my childhood, I had went through multiple childhood molestation, sexual abuse, some physical abuse, not from my mother, of course, but just from those that she entrusted,
Hmm.
you know, to take care of me. And so I always wanted to feel that love, like real love, while I was being molested. My molesters would say, I do this because I love you.
Hmm.
And in my mind, I was always like, love is pain. So anybody who told me they loved me, they were going to hurt me. So for
Wow.
me, I was always that one. No, I want to show real love,
Hmm.
not this love, this imitation love, because that's all I ever knew in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, man. So like what age, like so when did you like the journey through that, that abuse? When did it actually stop, and what did you do to, like, did you do something to make it stop, or you just kind of outgrew it, or I mean, what happened that you grew from that, like it stopped?
So from the age that I can remember, I was about 3 years old when it started, and it didn't end until I was 16 years old.
Okay.
From different babysitters, family members um, that my mother entrusted to, keep me with, or to keep me, babysit me. So at the age of 16, I just got to the point of no more. I'm not going to continue on with this anymore. And that's when the D Harris came in. That's when the D
Come
Harris
on
came.
now. Come on now.
And some say I became a bully. I was
Mm.
always fighting. I was always that one. I stood my ground,
So
because of
so
all that hurt and
so would
trauma that I had.
would you say your being a bully and maybe that aggressiveness was that a reflection? Can you would that be a
Yes.
reflection of what you went through?
Oh, most definitely. I'm a strong advocate of, now when someone says, they're being bullied and they want to suspend the bully, or, they want to lock up the bully. My thing is, let's find out what's going on with the bully. You
Yeah,
know, we always focus on the victim. I get that. But what about that bully? What is making them do these things? And 9 times out of 10, it's because it's being done to them.
yeah,
And so for me, what I end up realizing about myself, all my anger, all my selfishness at the time, all came from my childhood trauma. I'm
yeah.
not going to let nobody else hurt me again. Even if you looked at me wrong, hey,
Mm.
it was on. But it was on. And I was by myself. I'm the only
Yeah.
child, so I'm by myself. So I used to get picked on. I used to get bullied. And I was like, okay, I'm about to show you a thing or two. And my mother was little, like I was, but she was a firecracker. And she taught
Mm.
me how to defend myself.
Yeah, yeah. And that makes brings me to, what they say, the root and the fruit.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can see the fruit of the problem, which is the outer actions. But like you said, normally, let's get to the root of the problem. What's going on with this person? Why is this person acting out? Because there may be some things deeper that needs to be looked into. So 16. So what about education? Because you seem pretty. I mean, you got a lot of accolades. So how did the bully get?
Get to where I'm
So
at.
smart. Yeah. Because honestly, most people. I'm sure a lot of people can go the other route.
Mhm.
I'm sure every story like this doesn't always come out smelling, fresh like roses. So
Exactly. Exactly.
education wise, what's how did that go that route? What route did you take educational wise?
Believe it or not, I was a straight A student my
I believe
whole
it. I'm
entire
gonna believe it. I believe it.
and I was also the bully. As they say, Corey, I'm gonna be honest. In high school, I didn't think I was a bully. In grade
Okay.
school, I didn't think I was a bully. I thought I was the one that was being picked on all the time. So I'm just defending myself. That's it. I still did all my classwork. My mother, like I said, anyone who knows my mother will tell you she did not play. One thing about her only child, she wanted to make sure that if anything happened to her, I can be independent, I can take care of myself. So school was definitely a must for her. I remember being a little girl coming home, report cards, straight A's. Mama,
Wow.
look, mama, look. Everybody else getting $20 and stuff for straight A's. My mother would look at my report card and say, mm-hmm, that's good. And that was it.
Wow.
I'm like, whoo, okay, mama. But let me bring something home less than an A. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
when at the age of 32, I was married with 4 kids, had a nervous breakdown at work, did
Wow.
not understand that all that childhood trauma, all the abuse that I had went through was building up.
Mm.
And that's when my mother found out everything that happened to me. She never knew. I kept it from her. The,
So you never really shared it with anybody? Or
no, no, not at
wow.
all. I was getting threatened, being a little girl, 4 years old, even 10 years old. I'm getting chased around the house with butcher knives. You know, you tell anybody, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna kill your mother. They knew how me and my mother were. Oh yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
went through all
These
that.
these are some villains. I mean, my goodness.
Oh yeah, I can. I'm telling you, it's in the book, guys. I know a lot of people read the book. I have, matter of fact, close friend of mine's husband. He's been reading the book. He told me he was on chapter 3. He said, Denise, I thought this was an autobiography about your life. He's like, this is like urban fiction. I love it. I said, hmm, I'm glad you like it, but it is an autobiography.
Lose your life.
Right.
Wow.
He was
Wow.
like, wow, really? I was like, yeah, all those things in that book. Yeah, I call it fiction, nonfiction, because of course I changed the names and I added one character. But everybody else in the book, if you know me and grew up with me, be like, that person was such and such, wasn't it? Look, it was like, shh, don't tell
Wow.
nobody.
Okay.
Look.
Okay. Yeah,
So
these
look,
that yeah, you gotta put those disclaimers in there. And speaking of the book, let me play a little something for you. Let me play our commercial here. Hold on.
okay.
1972.com. For more info, contact morethan1972@gmail.com or call 7653. Convo with CINO would like to thank Denise Harris. Denise Harris's journey from pain to healing is captured in her powerful book, Reflections of My Soul, a story of overcoming abuse and finding true love. Agape love. Her words speak for those who can't. Available now on Amazon and at morethan1972.com. For more info, contact morethan1972@gmail.com or call 7653-726-831. Thank you from Convo with CINO for joining us. Grab your copy and continue the journey of healing and empowerment.
Wow. So that's the book. It's available out now, right?
Yes.
So email, Amazon, so you've been getting some reviews and things like that. So how has the response been overall?
Oh, it's been amazing. I had my son's baby's mother. She sent me a text and she got it on a Sunday. The text was on a Monday. She was like, really? Wow. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, to be continued. She literally sat and read it in 2 hours. She said, I couldn't put it down.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you talk about agape love in the book. What does that mean to you? And for those who don't know what it means, what does that mean exactly to you?
For me, agape love means loving myself the way that God loves me because I didn't know what that was. You know, as I said, for me, I realized love was always pain. Even with my own children, my grown children, they had to talk with me and they were like, you know what, Ma, you never showed us love. We know you loved us, but you never showed us love. And the reason why I didn't was because for me, anybody say they love me, touch me, affectionate, oh, y'all was going to hurt me. You was going to do something that was going to be very painful. And I didn't ever wanted my kids to feel that way.
Yeah.
So I never showed it to them. So once I figured out what was going on with me and the reason why I didn't like love, I began to find out what does Denise want?
Mm-hmm.
What makes Denise happy? And then I began to talk to that little girl inside of me and let
Yeah.
her know that love is okay. Love is not pain, what you've been thinking it has been all these years.
Yeah. So what made you? So when did you actually like become an advocate and really start voicing, you know, and just become an advocate for abuse and things like that, and really be comfortable on sharing your story?
It started in 2010, actually, and that's when More Than was birthed. I am more than my past and my present. I'm what I make my future. And I was asked to come and be a part of, it was called the Queen's Retreat at the Juvenile Center for the girls in the Juvenile Center. And just sitting there listening to the other speakers, I was like, I'm going to go a different route with this. because these girls are in here for a reason. What's the root cause of the reason they're in here? So I'm going to share my story. I'm going to tell them about the abuse that I went through
Was
and
that
where
your
I am
first time
now.
opening up about it?
It was. It really was.
So it felt good. So it was like a release.
Yes, it was. It was like a release, but at the same time, I could see how it helped the other girls to understand what is going on with them. And they don't have to go down that road. You know, I look a lot of times people have been through what I've been through, male and female, they go down a totally different road, alcohol, drug abuse. But I did have a strong mother that no matter what, instilled I am somebody in me. So no matter what I went through, I overcame. Nope,
Yeah.
I'm a be somebody. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I can do this. This is not gonna stop me. So I pushed myself time and time again. Nope, I'm gonna make it through this. I'm gonna make it through it. And every job that I had, I always took and learned from it. Every job that I had, even White Castle, Hardee's, when I first started working, you know, that was customer service. So
Yeah.
I had certain customers that every day looked for me and I
Yeah.
knew what they wanted. And I would have the order already ready. I knew what time. I took that customer service, took it on into administration.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I
you
went
good
from
at it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Hey, look, you gave me a nice warm welcome. I mean, your customer service was, I can tell. Shout out to White Castles and Hardee's.
Yes, I'm telling you, to this
And I'm gonna
day,
be
to
honest.
me,
Hold on,
that's
White Castle back in the day was a pretty good paying job, like for like a teenager. Or White Castle
yes.
was one of them ones. Real talk.
And I was one of the youngest managers too. And still in high school, you're not even supposed to be a manager.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just an overachiever, I see.
I was. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I was. I'm not gonna lie, because I was trying to make up for what I was going through. I didn't want anybody to know what I was going through. I mean, my book really, really tells it all. I wasn't just molested by men. You know, I was molested by females, family members, female family members. You know, so it wasn't something easy. You know, to this day, some of them, majority of them are gone. They did pass, but some of them I still have to look at to this day. And sometimes I'm like, I wonder if you remember what you did to me. But guess what? Even if you don't, I do.
Wow.
And it come at me if you want to. Look, that's when D Harris comes out, Corey.
Yeah, yeah. So I am more than, so that came first, right? That's your company,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So what is I am more than? What do you do there?
So with more than, it actually started out with me public speaking.
Okay.
And talking about that I am more than what you see. So if you're looking at me as that little skinny black girl, never got over 98 pounds, you know, if you see me as that one that you can bully, that you can take advantage over, I am more than that. This is who I am. I was human resource before I even got certified. I just got certified in human resource 2 years ago. And that's only because nowadays they're saying you got to have a certification, you got to be licensed. So, but I already had the experience over 20 some years.
Yeah.
You know, so I am more than what you see. I say it all the time. I'm more than a human resource manager. You know, some people are just now like, you do events? Yeah, I'm an event manager.
Yeah.
You know, you help such and such with their business? Yes, I do. I thought you was just home care. Nope. I have caterers, I have retailers, I have, you know, I consult more than just that.
No, man. And shout out to all the things that you're doing, the businesses. So I am more than so. When did you write the book, and how and what was the process of writing it? Like, how was that? Like, what was the journey on just putting all this together and documenting it, remember writing it? I mean, did you have help? What was that process of like writing the book? Because I know it's somebody out there. You're inspiring people, by coming out, sharing. But then there is a business side to being an author as well. So tell us about the journey on writing the book.
So when I started talking about writing the book, my publisher, T's Publishing House, they was like, okay, you know what? I want you to go to your old neighborhood, take a picture of the old house, go down those streets, think about the house. What did the house look like? What are some of the areas that you were, that you frequent? And in doing that journey, lot of triggers. I had to relive a lot of that trauma. I have a issue with older bathrooms. I don't know if you remember back in the day when we were kids, those older bathrooms had yellow tiles in the bathtub area. Mm-hmm. It took me forever to be able to go into a yellow bathroom, an older bathroom like that, because that was my first time being raped. My first actual sexual intercourse was being raped in a bathroom like that. So I would start shaking, and I wouldn't go into a bathroom that looked anything like that. Yeah. So that journey I had to relive. In order to get the full effect of my book, I had to relive a lot of those events. And there was a lot of trauma that came up from that.
Wow. I could see. And so the book is kind of, you don't hold back.
No, I don't. Because back then, I didn't. My mouth was reckless. I'm not gonna lie, CINO. My mouth was reckless.
I'm reading. I'm on chapter 6 here, and yeah. Okay.
And that was me. Anybody who knew me, they'd be like, "Oh my God, I remember that."
Let me pull the book up. Here we go. Y'all make sure y'all check this book out. I mean, you not sugarcoat it, and that's cool. I like that.
No, I don't
because this is not a sugarcoat subject. Honestly,
it's not.
To me, not a sugarcoat subject. So.
And when we were younger, they wanted us to sweep everything under the rug. What did they used to tell us all the time? What goes on in this house stays in this house. Yeah.
Nobody likes a tattletale. Nobody likes a snitch or tattletale. Don't nobody. Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like damaged a lot of people. They can't meet their full potential. I had a young lady the other day. I had met her at work, actually, and we became friends. Even after she left the job, I would watch her. She's like my kid's age. And I would watch her on Facebook. I always told her, I'm going to be here for you, no matter what, even when we didn't talk. So every now and then I see something on Facebook, I'll inbox her. Take that down. And she would tell me all the time, I'd be like, uh-oh, Mama D just told me take that, And so the other day she sent me an inbox and she said, I thank you. I thank you for being that mother figure, that sister, that friend, that mentor, and that warden. I said, warden? No. She said, yes, because you kept me in check and you helped me get to where I am now. So that's why I tell my story.
Yeah. And it definitely is it's a powerful journey. Wow. So as far as public speaking, so are you speaking what type of groups are you speaking with or even looking to speak with when it concerns the book?
So I will speak to anybody. As you know, CINO, I've done from business workshops to abuse workshops, domestic violence workshops. I speak to anyone who needs assistance or just wants someone to listen to them. A lot of times when I do go somewhere and speak, I'm really listening.
Yeah.
And then once I get done listening, I'm like, okay, so now what do you want to do?
Mm.
And let's talk about where you want your journey to end, how you want your journey to end.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was for me. One thing my mother always instilled in me, that I can do whatever I want to do. Don't let nobody tell you you can't. My mother went from housekeeping at Methodist and worked her way all the way up to LPN until she got terminally ill.
Yeah.
So
So
just
so
watching
you so
her.
you had that example of work ethic. That's
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's important. They said that what the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Yes.
And sometimes it's DNA. I mean, you could catch yourself doing something like even like my dad. He's gone, but I can find myself doing something that he would do, and I'm like, that ain't nothing but my daddy. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
DNA, man, is just so strong, man.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
when I
let me pay a few bills real quick. We're gonna come back and get into the vision and where we going with this as far as the vision, the journey, and who we're gonna help and inspire with this thing.
CONVO with CINO would like to thank Midwest Custom Print specializes in helping small businesses and corporations' digital and print branding come to life. www.midwestcustomprint.com. You think it, we create it. Welcome. I'm Corey S. Williams, an executive director at Legal Shield, dedicated to providing families and businesses with affordable access to the expertise of attorneys. But my journey doesn't stop at just legal services. I'm here to empower individuals, transform lives, and shape futures. Get access to a nationwide network of law firms for only $29 a month for you and your family. Go to www.cinolc.com and click Legal Services to sign up today. If you're looking to advertise, sponsor, or be a guest on CONVO with CINO to talk about your business or event, or you have a powerful story or testimony, email info@convowithcino.com or visit www.convowithcino.com.
All right. So what's the vision for the book? What's the goal? As far as the book, what do you want people to get from it? What do you want them to take from it? And where do you see, like, what's the total impact that you want for this book?
What I want people to get from it is that they don't have to stay where they're at. I want them to understand that they can be whatever they want to be. They can accomplish whatever they want just because something happened to them in the past. Even right now, we have some ladies. I've spoke to ladies in domestic violence situations. They're still in it, but I tell them they still, just because they're in it, their mindset, they can still do whatever they want to do. You don't have to stay.
That sounds good, but I mean, that's almost like telling somebody in jail, you can. Well, I mean, I guess they still can, but is it really realistic though? I mean, for somebody that's in a domestic situation currently, I mean, my advice would be get out, not just do what you can. Me personally,
Right. And when I was in mine, I would hear that all the time. Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just get out? It's not that simple. So what I needed at that time was someone to be next to me, encouraging me, just being there for me, being a listening ear. And at the same time, I was working on my escape plan. You have to do it safely. So I always told myself I would never tell anyone, get out of a relationship, get out of a marriage, because you're going to do that when you're ready to do it. What you need right now is someone to be there for you, to encourage you, to help you along the way. I lost many of friends, family members when I was going through mine. I went through it by myself, but I understood why I was going through it by myself, because they couldn't stand to see me going through it.
Yeah.
But while I'm going through it, I didn't let it stop me. I was a multi-million-dollar producer in real estate going through it. So yeah, that's another thing you didn't know about me, CINO.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. Let me drop the bomb. I had to drop the bomb because oh Lord, Superwoman.
I was.
Let me ask you this. Speaking of that, so as a child, because it seems like a lot of people, when they're abused, maybe as a child, it seems like they just graduate from relationships as they get older to attract. Is there some type of attraction as you get older to abuse? Hopefully I'm making sense, but like,
yes,
okay, it seems like people that were abused, it's like now they're an adult and they still getting abused by their mate or something like that, or So what is that all about?
So to me, what it's about is that you're in that mindset. This is normal. But when do you say it's not normal? It's not okay. I think that is why a lot of people feel like they're attracting that abusive person. I used to say all the time when I was a little girl, since it was so many multiple molesters, I would always say, God, do I have it's okay to touch me on my forehead? Because that's how I felt. Like I had a sign on me, touch me, it's okay. And for me, I always just told myself, this is not me. This isn't what God has for me. My mother used to tell me, I remember being a little girl, one thing I could remember was God don't make junk. You ain't junk, are you? I just remember that over and over again with my mother. And so even when I was being touched and molested and going through this pain, I would say to myself, I'm not junk. God don't make junk. So what I end up doing was like, hold on, I deserve better than this. Mm-hmm. And I began to tell myself, I deserve better than this. And then I stopped dating. I said, I need to find out what Denise wants, what Denise likes. And I took time out to find out what I want, what I like, and what I deserve. Mm-hmm. And then once I did that, God blessed. I found that true agape love.
Wow. So you just kind of detached. Took some time to yourself. So how important is therapy? What did you use therapy, or how important is that for you?
That's actually how I found out when I had my nervous breakdown at 32 years old. I actually got admitted. I had to do 5 days a week in-house service. They did not allow me to, I didn't have to stay there. I was pretty bad off, but I didn't have to stay there. I just had to go through 8 hours every day because I have 4 small children. So they allowed me to, be home with them. But I did therapy every day because I figured out I was disassociating myself. So anytime pain or I thought something was going to happen to me, I literally was shut down. So I was dealing with.
Is that in the book?
Yes.
Your breakdown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How you deal with it? Okay.
Yes.
What is that? For those who don't know, because I think that term is kind of loosely thrown out there. Mm-hmm. But what is a nervous breakdown? I know it makes sense. Somebody getting on your nerves, you're like, you just go crazy. But what is that?
So a nervous breakdown and disassociation, basically what that is that you're there, but mentally you're not there. So you're literally, when people say, I didn't know I was doing that is facts. You don't know that you're doing it. So that was my coping mechanism to disassociate. If I didn't feel right about something, I literally would go to another place.
Wow. So the medication, how did what was that with it?
No, actually, to be honest, I did not do medication.
Mhm.
I have some health issues. I have thyroid disease, Graves' disease,
Okay.
fibromyalgia. Um, they just tried to tell me I got diabetes. Look,
Oh
because
no.
yeah, that was my comfort food. I was a comfort food eater. So even though I was only 98 pounds, I ate whatever I wanted to eat. And that caused me to end up having diabetes. So yeah.
So because a lot of people think just mental, that kind of breaks your body down too.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if you thinking about food, you're gonna eat. If you're not thinking about food, you're not gonna eat. Your body needs
Exactly.
nutrition, things to survive, right?
Yes. And fibromyalgia, that's a disease that comes from stress, depression, trauma. It causes full body pain. It's in your nervous system. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, and I'm as we get older, I'm really big on health and things like that. So what are you doing? What are some healthy things that a person can do to mentally and just to feel better? What's the remedy for all of this? I mean, I know you got the book. They can
Mhm.
hear your story. What's the what's like a shoot? Give me just one thing a person could do to just get out of that rut, that slump, that negative energy.
For me, it's see a therapist. I am still in therapy right now. At 52 years old, I am still in therapy. I tell everybody and my therapist too, that's my best friend. I look forward to talking to him,
Yeah,
because it's a comfort space, it's a no judgment zone. I can say whatever I want to say, and he actually listens. He
yeah,
doesn't try to overtalk me, he actually listens. And then be like, okay, so how did that make you feel? He's not telling me I'm crazy. So anybody that says, you hear it all the time, oh, if you in therapy, you crazy. No. If you in therapy, you smart. That's what I say. Look.
Ooh, come on. Hold on. I say that because I can attest to that too. I mean, therapy really. So I was going through some things myself, and I was like, look, I need to talk to somebody, because you
Okay.
can talk to your friends and all that, but they don't really want to hear your problems. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them in your business.
Right. Or be like my friends, they ready to fight. Look, what girl,
And they,
what?
yeah, they just want to go have a drink. Let's go have a
Right.
drink. Let's go do this. Let's go do something.
Mhm.
So I'm an advocate of therapy, man. I needed it. I mean, and of course with my spiritual, belief as well.
Yes.
My prayer life and then just in
Mhm.
cutting people, cutting my circle. That helped.
That part.
Circle still getting cut. I'm gonna be honest, even
Woo.
to this
Oh,
day.
real
My
talk.
circle's so small.
For real.
I
For
got
real.
a small circle, but I'm loving life. I'm enjoying life.
Yes.
Things are good, man. Um, so wow. So tell us again where we can get the book. Tell us anything else you got going on. Drop your social media info where we can find you. Tell us everything about Denise D. Harris and Reflections of My Soul.
Okay, so what I got going on coming up next, I will be going on book tour. I've already been asked to come to Atlanta. I will be going to Fort Wayne, Chicago. So those are ones that I've already lined up to go to that I've been actually asked to come speak. And you can find my book at Amazon.com, or you can go to my website, morethan1972.com, or you can reach out to me on Facebook at D Harris, Instagram at D Tanet.
And you can hit up CONVO with CINO, and we're gonna get
Always,
you that book.
always.
And just shout out to you guys, man. All the things you do. You want to give any shout outs? Any
Yes.
shout outs?
Most definitely to my publisher, T's Publishing House, to
Shout
Tyrone
out
Edwards
Tees. Shout
Sr.
out
for being
Tyrone.
my publicist, and then also allowing me to be on the venture as executive director of T's House of Thoughts, his not-for-profit. So yes. And then also to my book cover, my graphic designer, Tina, my editors, Red Ink Publication, Miss Katina Ryder. I thank you guys so much for taking this journey with me. And most of all, got to be thankful to God because he got me through all of this and be able to share my story.
Amen. Amen to that, man. He is everything.
Yes,
he is everything, man. So, well, yeah, man. Well, I'm glad, we connected. Some people you just run into, you just connect with. And who would have thought, I would have been, we'd have been having a convo with CINO last year, when I met you, you doing your book, and then you actually connected me with Tyrone Edward T's house, and he's doing some great things out there with the plays and his books and things like that. So shout out to them. And and the play was awesome. I mean, just amazing.
Dealing with the some of the same things, suicide, abuse. Most definitely.
Yeah. So, man, you guys are awesome, man. You guys are two powerhouses. Convo with CINO Nation. I need y'all to, lock in, tap in, get this book, and let's make it a #1 bestseller, man, and all over the world. So, hey, man, I appreciate you, and y'all keep doing your thing. So, hey, you've been tuned into another 5 episode of Convo with CINO. This your man Corey Williams. I'm out.
No, it's enough. Yeah.